can congratulate me on motherhood anytime. It doesn't mean that I need to have a newborn at home. And I was 8 months pregnant and there's a lot going on. Childbirth can be very draining. It can be very exhausting. मेरे लिए to be 8 months pregnant और घर में बैठना ज़्यादा मुश्किल हुआ. But everyone was so nice and so helpful and so wonderful.
So hello dosto, welcome to the Bollywood talk show on IWMBuzz. This is your host Shubhojit back once again with another interesting guest. I have with me the very lovely Neha Dhupia ma'am over here. We are going to be talking about the next project. First of all, how are you doing, ma'am? And congratulations on motherhood, first of all.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's always wonderful to hear that. I mean, you can congratulate me on motherhood anytime. It doesn't mean that I need to have a newborn at home. But yeah, I have two very, very sweet little babies and very exciting times at home.
You know, we are talking about a Thursday over here. I saw the first promo video. मुझे लगा first में जाके कि there is some really interesting and challenging roles for women in particular to play. The reason I say this is because I wouldn't have personally imagined Yami Gautam doing something like that. I would have personally not imagined, but then when I saw the promo, I was blown away because of the way you guys have performed in the promo. जितना मुझे देख के लगा. As a project, when it came to you, weren't you intrigued with the subject? कि यार एक teacher hostage ले रही है, you know, such a strong character of a female lady who's also pregnant, she's doing her work. Weren't you intrigued by the whole thing overall?
I was most definitely intrigued. And for me, I feel like the most important thing when you're doing a film is first read the script that's offered to you for the script, then read the script for the part that's offered to you. So I always read it twice, saying that, okay, in entirety will I enjoy it? In isolation will I enjoy it? And both ways I did. And it was not like, you know, it wasn't something that I had to think more than twice. And on my first call with Behzad, I was like, who's our director? I was like, 100% I'm doing this because, you know, he is a slightly newish director. और हमेशा वो सोचने को मिलता है कि should I not? वो पहली call से or your first day on set or your first reading, you just know that he's going to be able to crack it. And he did. He's made such a good film.
Yes, and it shows as well from the promo, so I can understand अगर promo video ही अगर वैसा है, then I can see what it will look on an, you know, overall. But what I want to know from your end is that your character in particular, I believe she's a cop over there, and at the same time she's on there doing her duty, doing what she does best while at the same time being pregnant. This has two messages. One is that a lady out there who can also take care of the family and be good at whatever she's doing at house, and at the same time be absolutely perfect when it comes to, you know, her professional life. You know, how do you look at this whole thing, you know, coming from someone like you who's been there in the industry for so long? These strong messages are really needed, don't you think so?
No, but I feel like, you know, the thing is that we have to stop calling it, I know that you're coming from a very good place and you're saying it's a strong message, and we need to start putting ourselves more out there, because when there is a man who has a baby, it's not like he actually thinks those many times, and you know, he's spoken about that he's just had a baby and then he's still back at work. But why not? If that has happened, then the same thing can happen to a woman also. Yes, physically, I'm 8 months pregnant. I have a toddler at home, and my daughter was 2.5 years old when I was, you know, on the sets, and I was 8 months pregnant, and there's a lot going on. But having said that, I feel like it also opens up avenues, right? For any other pregnant woman out there, she's just like, okay, I'm hoping that even if I can make a difference in the life of one person, or even if this becomes one little genre where makers are like, oh yeah, Behzad hired Neha when she was 8 months pregnant. If there's another actress who's just announced her pregnancy, and if she gets a job where it's a believable film where you can, you know, be pregnant in the film, it doesn't mean you have to like sit at home. You don't have to take sabbaticals. You don't have to like go away. Yes, if you want to, because childbirth can be very draining. It can be very exhausting. It can get very hard. If you don't have it in you to step out and go to work, that's also fine. And I respect that also. But for me, I think it's always hard to be sitting at home. And मेरे लिए to be 8 months pregnant और घर में बैठना ज़्यादा मुश्किल होता. And to say that being on the set was easy, no, I had bouts and bouts of morning sickness. I had people helping me climb the stairs. Like by the end of the last few days, so I could not even climb up on the trailer, जो हमारी vanity van होती है. That step was so high, I couldn't take the weight. I had to like, you know, put like 2 extra steps and climb up, and then being wet all the time because you're drenched, you're shooting in the rain, right? So for 20 days in a row, it was like सुबह जाते ही वहाँ पे पानी हो जाता था, and you're like, now how am I gonna? And then you're just like sitting over there, sometimes shivering because it's cold, sometimes just. But everyone was so nice and so helpful and so wonderful. Like they looked after me so well.
You know why I say that, we have come forward a long way, because I'm pretty sure you have heard this as well. Pehle, there used to be stories and actual stories of actresses being replaced in movies because they were pregnant. Cut to now, when we actually see pregnant ladies out there working and doing their best, I think we have come a long way forward. So I think that's a wonderful thing.
You got that statistic wrong, because women are being replaced even now because of pregnancy.
Yes, they are.
Out of choice and out of sometimes because the character is such. So physically, if I'm hired for a certain job, and I respect the maker, because there are times that you can't be like, if you're playing, if you're already playing a mom of say a 7-year-old, and you can't be pregnant because that's not what it is. But if you're playing a cop and you just have to tweak a certain backstory, you can. You also need a lot of strength from the makers, and I feel that there are literally a bunch of boys making this film. There's Ronnie, there's Pashan, there's Ashley, who's written and co-directed it with Behzad, and there's Behzad, who's the main man. So you would imagine that they'll not understand and they'll be like, hey, but we're going to replace you. But we need more good men like this who encourage us to come to work. And then of course my husband, who suggested it. I still remember he was in that one meeting, the first one. And he was so supportive. He just sat there quietly, and because he knew that agar haan bolenge to mujhe kitna acha lagega, and I mean, he knew that if I were to go to my director and say this, and agar wo na bolte aur agar wo bolte ki nahi, you're 5 months pregnant and it's not good for you, we're not hiring you, main kya bolti samne se, nahi mujhe le lo. I didn't have that. So, he just wanted to be there for me.
Wonderful. Prioritizing your happiness ahead. Wonderful stuff. But you tell me one thing, of course, whenever you're preparing for any character as an actor, of course, the focus is entirely on that. But at the same time, when you're dealing with something which is there, you're pregnant, you cannot ignore the fact there will be challenges that your body will be facing, your mind will be facing. So how difficult was it to concentrate on your part in terms of preparation while you were simultaneously handling the pregnancy factor?
It was very hard. Like, there were days that I just couldn't make it to the trailer, or there were days where I would just like walk 7 steps, and I was also getting more and more pregnant, right? Like, I wasn't getting smaller, the baby was getting bigger, and we started earlier, like in the last week of July, we ended around the first week of September, and I delivered like in the first week of October, so there was very little time. And kai baar aise hota tha that in the middle of the shot, I couldn't finish, long lines because I was out of breath, and everybody was like, it's fine, you're pregnant, everybody knows. And there were times when I had to like fire a gun, and I had to call my gynec and say, listen, I have to fire a gun. You think this, if I fire the gun outside, because of the sound vibrations, my baby will wake up on the inside. Right. So she was like, no such thing. So I was asking questions, and I was worried, and we were shooting in rain, and there are live wires everywhere, and I was like, and by the end of it, like when we reached towards later, like I wear these lace shoes in the film, and I've never said this before, but I could not bend down to tie them or pick them up. So like, because there was this, my entire stomach was in the way, so I had to like sit diagonal, and because when you're in your 3rd trimester, you're only wearing chappals. No one wears like lace tie-up shoes, but I had to, because it's called a beauty and it's the look, and it was hard. Like, my size changed twice. Like, first they got a certain pair of jeans, then they got another one, because your tummy keeps getting bigger, and it's not easy. It's very hard, and I'm not going to sit around and say ki koi nahi ho jata hai. Pat on my back that I went ahead and did it, and pat on everyone's back, and I give it to every pregnant woman out there. If she wants to sit at home, it's her choice, and she should, because it's tough, it's not easy. But if she wants to go out and work to the last day, again, hats off to you and how you do it.
Absolutely. It all boils down to personal choices. But you tell me one thing, I'm really interested to know. This, every project that you do as an actor, of course, it teaches you something or the other, and you learn and you grow eventually. Of course, this is different from the others, again, because of this factor. Has it made you more confident as a performing artist? No matter whatever personal challenges I'm dealing with in my life, I can still complete my work, go out there and do my best, and, come out as a better personality, as a better actor. Has it made you more confident?
No, but that I always was. Like, to say that whatever personal challenges are there, will I show up for work or not? 100%. Have I called, have I taken absent leave or sick leave for a day of my life in my 19-year long career? No, I have not. Have I I may have gone somewhere 20 minutes late because I'm at another shoot, or I may have reached somewhere 45 minutes early because I'm somewhere else. But whatever my personal trauma is, or whatever my personal problems, I never take it to work. And being pregnant is not a problem. Being pregnant is, it's different. So I never it never occurred to me as being a problem. And also I came from a far more confident place. It was my second pregnancy. And even through Meher's time, I'd worked, and through Gurik's time, I have worked, and it's fantastic. I feel like my son has already debuted on Indian cinema.
How sweet is that? But this character that you're playing, of course, there must have been a particular highlight which must have touched you the most. You mentioned that in the, the script matters to you first, and then it's the character that you're playing. As an actor, of course, when people see it, what do you think would be the highlight that they would be looking forward to take away? Certain characteristics or certain, qualities that I think people should take away from your character after this scene?
The fact that she's strong and she's a risk-taking cop, and whether the risk pays off or not, you'll have to find out. And she's not somebody who's gonna sit back and listen. She follows her own instinct, and I feel like that's the person I am even in life.
Exactly what I was going to say, like following your own instinct, the Neha Dhupia way. But thank you so much, ma'am, for talking to us.
Once again, many
congratulations. Have a lovely time going forward, and wish you all the best for this one.
Please watch the film.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.